yo.
Sheldon, pat yourself on the back, bro. Pat yourself on the back. Just take your hand like this and just pat yourself on the back.
Let's give a nice little rub, yeah.
A little pat.
And you too, Ran. Also, I think the only guy, I think maybe Luke. Your pat will come, brother. Your pat on the back will come.
Okay, so today we're looking at the Bitcoin chart. I said yesterday I think it was safe to buy, but Sheldon's saying maybe it's safe to buy. Maybe it's safe to buy. So I think the big question on everyone's mind is it safe to start buying now? Is the worst over? Is this dip over? And if yes, then what the hell are we buying, and should we be buying it live? That is what we're going to be talking about today. It's going to be a massive show.
We care about being authentic with the channel. We may make mistakes. We do things, but we do things together. How to get ready for the show?
Random man, won't you hurry? 'Cause I'm tired of waiting back for an old coin. Won't you bring back all the profits to my back? Till the magic streams, you carry Solana-matic sweet Random man, you're the answer that makes my
questions disappear.
Red, I think you've started something now.
Random man. I mean, it's a good song.
It is. It's catchy. It's very catchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's really is catchy. I mean, look, it's not as good catchy as this one. It's not, I mean, it's catchy. It's not as
It is catchy, bro. It's very
we're
catchy.
gonna build a whole Spotify playlist, like the Random Man.
So what now? There's just no more Sniper songs. Sniper got snapped.
Oh, we still got
What's up? Here comes our super sniper Sheldon. What's up? We love our crypto sniper Sheldon. Super sniper Sheldon.
Look, it's an old song, but I mean, it's a classic. It is a classic. I mean, it's never going to go anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, community. Before we start, you're also welcome to make new songs of Sniper. Let's see what we get.
I think so. I think it's time. Anyway, welcome to our channel. If you're new to our channel, this is the place to be. We are bold. We make calls, and every now and then our calls actually work. This weekend, I think this was one of the weekends where we called it. We couldn't have called it better. We just couldn't have called it better.
The last 2 weeks have been like perfection. Relax. Yeah.
52.5 to 53.5. I think we got to 53.4 on some exchanges, and then we said it's going to be. We delayed it. We said after the weekend. The market will actually go up, and then I posted on my Twitter yesterday. I saw a dip in the market, and then I said after I saw that dip, I said from here it's up, and that was when Bitcoin was at 53,900. I said from here it's up. I woke up this morning, Bitcoin was at $57,500. But I guess let's forget about the past and let's talk about what's going to happen going forward.
Well, I think the main thing to remember from the past, and like, you know, I'm glad we're finally starting to get a bit of emotion set now, because there needs to be some sort of news so that a dip can happen, so it can be bought up from the big guys. And I think us just being there the last 2 weeks to say relax. There was this COVID breakout on this thing on Friday. So something's going to come out. It's going to relax it. Market goes sideways. And then we're going to start bringing it back in. So I think the lessons were huge last week. And as much as it was a quiet market, I think massive lessons on being ready for these buys, being patient for them, and not worrying about FUD. FUD is what we buy. This is like it's our food. You know, when we're buying these dips and that, is we need to be using them as advantages. You want to be buying FUD. You want to be stocking up there, because FUD is created so the big guys can buy it.
So here's what I tweeted on Saturday. And I said, look, this dip was for buying. I could see it. I could see it a mile away. There were things everywhere that showed me that the dip was actually a dip for buying. So the first reason why I think it was a dip for buying is the technical levels held per your chart. The chart, Bitcoin kept bouncing off that bottom, this line over here. Bitcoin kept touching and bouncing off and touching and bouncing off. And then I realized that there is no, it's not breaking below that the bulls are not letting it break below that. Cool. Then I looked at the fear and greed index, and we were in the point of extreme fear. We were in the 20s. And I said to myself, okay, fuck, if we're in 20s, people are fearful, they would have sold. The dominance wasn't going up. And I said, hold on, if the dominance is not going up, it means that the smart people aren't panicking yet. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then I looked at two other factors, and I said, there's a new variant. Okay. If there's a new variant, one of two things can happen. We learn to live with a new variant because there will be new variants all the time, or they will put us in lockdown again, and if they do, they're going to have to print money. Because you can't put people in lockdown and then not print more money. And then I thought, hold on, if either of those two happens, we're good. And then this was my signal where I realized that it is actually a perfect time to start buying. I thought there would be jitters when the US stock market futures opened last night because there was enough media sensationalism about the new variant to say that, to scare people. But then something happened. The founder or the person that discovered the new variant turned around and said, his name is Dr. Kujira, and he said, the symptoms are mild and nobody was hospitalized. As of yesterday, no admitted COVID patients had this variant. And at the same time, British Airways resumed flights to South Africa. And then I said, hold on a second. If that's the case, the stock markets are going to open positive. And if the stock markets are going to open positive, then crypto is going to open positive with the stock markets, which is exactly what happened. As soon as the stock market futures opened, Bitcoin spiked to $57,500. And that's how I put the whole puzzle together. But now the question is whether we're going to have a pullback, whether we're going to go through this resistance, whether there's a head and shoulders forming. What are the charts telling us?
Yeah, brother. So, the main zone has been hit, the one we've been waiting for, this great imbalance here and this support here. And what I like to call the support trend of this bull cycle was tested perfectly. It was tested. What I love about it is, the bears worked very hard to bring this market down, and the bulls shut them off very quickly. We had 2 days where we thought on Friday the whole world was panicking again. It was literally raised by one big green candle. So it just shows you how much the bulls are still in control. And it shows how important it is to still be understanding dominance, that the fact that they still love with the alts, it just shows you these are temporary pullbacks. And like I said, I still think that this area that we're in is very similar to this previous region that we're in over here. And you remember what happens, we always have a bull cycle leg, then we have a correction, and then the continuation. It's always going to be bulls versus bears. But these, at this point, bulls are still way stronger. And all these little red candles, there's always some sort of news and FUD to back it. And now we're starting to get to understanding that this is the time to want to be stocking up and loading up in the market. So what I'm looking at with Bitcoin now is we're getting very near, and this is on a 4-hour chart, to the end of this wedge. So, the breakout, I still think it's going to be a really big green week. I think Bitcoin is going to start chase the highs. But now we got to basically look, where are we buying? We've just had this big candle in. We should have been stocking up in the zone. But if we did miss any of those buys, what I'm sort of looking at from Bitcoin now is this inverse head and shoulders. So meaning a small test to this trend, another small little pullback. I do think the bottom is in for Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to make a lower low than what we did. Everything is still very strong. The only thing is we have two options with Bitcoin now. We're on the upwards rally now. The bulls are now fighting. So we got a very key resistance in the region of 59 to 60K region. Now, what also backs it, I just want to see if I do have them here, is the 50 moving average and the daily. Let me just jump to the daily chart here to show you, because these are also sitting in the region of the 60K region. So we've lost the 50-day moving average, which is a temporary. It's a short term. Remember, it is a lagging indicator, but it's just showing us where resistance is going to be sitting. So there's going to be a lot of resistance between 59 and 60. That's where, the bears are still going to be holding that, that we still can turn downwards. We still can that. So there's always going to be some sort of selling walls. So what that means for me is I'm looking at two options for Bitcoin. Either Bitcoin is going to smash completely through 60. When we break through 60 to 61, it's going to be a very strong acceleration. I feel the big walls are here. They're not anywhere up in these zones over here. Very similar to shorts getting liquidated. I feel the liquidation areas are sitting around 62, 63. So if we smash straight through that, I think we're going to fly. Now, second scenario that there is another dip involved is that Bitcoin makes its way to 59K now, another small pullback to 55 to 56, and then the breakout and the chase for the all-time high. So I'm still looking at an all-time high break for Bitcoin in December. I think the low is in. I don't think we're going to make much lower right now. And it feels that you still need to stick in the same method that we've had Bitcoin bottom out at 53,200 in the last 2 days. And now we're sitting back at 57. So you're basically 10% up. So still remember that we're still going to stick to the same routine of buying the dip method. So if you didn't stock up on that, you've already missed a 10% pump in the market. So I'd be waiting for the two pullbacks. And the one is the region, either the breakout of the trend, so break of trend, test, and continuation. That's the one. Or the second scenario of where we can actually come down again, test support, higher low, and we can be stocking up. Either way, I think on much higher time frame, we're at the point where we need to be adding up, right? We can't be missing these entries anymore.
I agree.
The FUD is getting bought up so quick. The bears are losing control very quickly, and we're running out of time. So one thing I did notice is obviously the dominance is sitting in the region of still sideways. We're still at this very key level with dominance. So it is showing me the alts did take a smack, guys. The alts took a big smack last week. Some of them got really big sort of drops, which means that now Bitcoin breaking these levels and just getting the calmness back in the market, we are going to have a strong acceleration from the alts again. I've noticed that the major alts are the ones that are holding back for now. They're not doing much. And that's just because of uncertainty in the markets. But the gaming is still flying. We got a few we're going to jump in now. Exactly. We're going to get into that right now. But this is a good indication. Collapse there, and if I go to the USDT dominance, there's it there, guys. The top of the zone was hit, and it was hit beautifully. So this is just confirming it is buying time. Money is going to flow out of USDT and into the altcoins. Dominance is showing that money is going to flow out of Bitcoin while Bitcoin starts rising as well. And then we got the Ethereum dominance, which has had a proper break of the resistance now. And now I'm seeing a big spike in Ethereum dominance. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Ethereum held very well in this pullback. So it just shows for longer term profit views and stuff. I still love it just because it's also good when things turn a bit bearish. But ETH hardly broke 4K in that region. We just went lower to 3.9, and it just keeps bouncing. And look how beautifully ETH broke on our support trend. So for me, ETH, you can see how much closer ETH is to the trend line than what Bitcoin is. ETH is very close for a breakout now. So it's just showing me, the alt times now, they're going to be the ones that are really going to shoot out as dominance starts to make. But then when I see Bitcoin breaking an all-time high, I will then see a bounce in dominance short term, get Bitcoin where it needs to get, and then the continuation. So what's your thoughts, brother? How are you feeling on the major alts are sleeping, and I think maybe their time is to come. Maybe when Bitcoin and the market settles on that, but they are sleeping. The major alts are really...
You know what? You know what? I got a message from someone on Twitter, and his name is Green Beret, and he says... Actually, before I do that, let me just make sure I'm not leaking my details again, so people don't have my WhatsApp number, and then everybody phones me. For like 4 weeks, people phone me. Okay, so he says his name is Green Beret, and he says, Uncle Ryan, the leverage on CryptoQuant is not accurate because for the last 7 days I don't have data.
We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this, man.
You see,
I think this was a blog moment.
Yeah, so that means we can't count on that. We can't count on CryptoQuant's data for the leverage. I must say, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense because
no, it does, because it was never doing anything. So it kind of means the indicator we're looking at for the last week was showing us the data from the week before, right?
I mean, that's what it seems like, and it does make sense. I've never seen a correction where people are getting liquidated, like every time you look at the leverage chart, like the leverage hasn't dropped. Fucking, it's time. The leverage. Let's see. Let's just have a look here. I mean, it is coming down, but no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
No, it's broken, man. It's broken.
Okay, so let's ignore this until we know if it's a real indicator or not. Time to start buying, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we should ape, but I think time to start buying.
Yeah. I'll start buying now, and then we know there's always a little dip, but we have to buy these dips. And RSI wise, everything is super oversold. Bulls are just too damn strong. I saw with Bitcoin, over the weekend that every time, let's just jump in closer view here, and I can show you.
I bought some more Qredo.
Great.
The one that you laughed at me. I just bought some more. I think I bought.
Good. Now you bought. What is the price of it?
Hold on, I just want to see if I bought.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
I really like the token. I just don't know if my order went through. No, my order never went through. So I'm going to. You see, the problem is when I do that. Now the problem is they're going to front run me, and that's the end of my trade. I will not be able to complete my trade as planned because community decided to front run me. Let's have a look here. 680. I thought 654 a second ago before you degens decided to front run me. I've just been shooed out of my own fucking trade.
But now it's at a good point of entry. Now it's great. Yeah,
7.
yeah. Okay, that's gone. Broken trend.
I missed my own trade. I pressed buy. I did press buy. You saw that. I pressed buy and the order didn't go through. And now these fuckers have front run me and now it's $7. I would have made 50 cents already. Oh. I can't.
It's going to depress you, Ran.
Okay, but then I'm gonna switch off the screen now, and then I'm gonna buy other stuff, and I'm gonna tell you afterwards what I bought. I'm only gonna talk about it afterwards. Exactly.
Clever. Last thing I just want to show, just for a quick educational thing, guys. When Bitcoin was down to these levels, and we get down to important supports, it's very important to watch volume through these times as well. Every time we dip there, volume spike up. You know, we dipped in again here, volume spike, dipped in again, volume spike. So you see, when you see us getting to very key support or critical levels in the market, and you see these volume spikes, every time we get to this, guys, these are big guys buying. This is bigger positions that are being bought up. So it just showed you that they were successful in the last week of flushing out retail, getting retail to basically start giving up. But they're the ones buying your coins. They're the ones slowing you. And then you can see what happens here, the last spike. And then look how we just start to really push up there. And look at that. It was such a big fight to get it down there. And we've literally managed to erase it in half a day. So it just shows you that buying the dips is the best strategy that we're looking at in the actual market now. Now, what are we buying, buddy? What are we looking at? Gaming's moving. A lot of things are moving. I'll tell you the ones that are on my list that are looking good. Is still SHILL token has come back to test support again. This is great for me. Great higher high.
Project Seed, yeah. Project Seed is good.
Project Seed, this looks really good for a nice little hold through the month. We want to be moving where the smart money is. Nakamoto looks great because
Nakamoto games, they've got their mainnet coming in December, which is like in a week.
I think it's December 6th, so it's not far. It's not far. And we've just now started to play a great cup and handle in player, and the breakout of here, you know, the previous high is sitting around $7. We're not too far from that, and then I think really good acceleration is going to be moving that. So Nakamoto is looking amazing. This one is quite exciting. Chart looks great. It's Boson protocol. I don't know if you know much on it, Ran.
Yeah, it's an NFT play, inter metaverse NFT play. Yeah.
So they're doing branding in all the metaverses, and So this looks really good. Chart-wise, looks fantastic as well. So you can see how we're moving a little bit, waiting for the major alts to wake up, and we're basically starting to jump on where the money's moving at the moment. So this is about to have a great wedge breakout, and with the wedge breakout, can easily take it up to $4 to the $6 region. So that's looking really good. Before we get into the big Luna and Fantom, I want to talk about Fantom as well. Let's just get this one. Boba, I know you were speaking about Boba, and Boba's sitting really good price now. We had a big drop off here. It was bought up very quick. So catching Boba now.
It's not on Kucoin. I wish it was.
FTX.
It's not on Kucoin.
So 5.2 to the 5.5 region is really good for Boba. I think it's going to do great. I think it's really going to do well. And remember, just back to the all-time highs is around $8. So that's already a good 70-80% away from that.
I mean, it's an all-time high, but Sheldon, it's an all-time high, but it's not really an all-time high because you're talking about a token that's been on the market for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And you're talking about a token that was airdropped to people. They didn't pay for it. No one paid for it. It was airdropped to people. So it means that in the beginning, you would have had a dip because everyone just dumped their airdrop. Said, hey, free money, I'm going to dump the airdrop. And only now it's starting to getting its momentum. And if you believe in ETH Layer 2, this is one of the best solutions out there that you can invest in. You know, you can invest in Immutable X. You can invest in Arbitrum. You can invest in Boba. You can invest in Matic. Matic's already, it's had its day. It's great, but it's had its day.
And what I love about this is, even though that it's only just launched, it's lovely when you're entering a trade and a resistance is 70% away. it just shows you the possibility of a break of all-time high after that. Just shows you where you're entering it. You're entering it still 30, 40, 50% away just from the next resistance. And that's a really good sign. So that's looking good. The two bigger guys, the ones that I still think are really, really big is Fantom. Fantom came straight back to our buy zone. It's in a really good area. I still think Fantom is really going to move. And what I do see, it's very similar to what happened Bitcoin in the last week, guys, is Fantom just slowly make its way to this wedge. And then eventually we're going to get another strong Fantom buyout. So anywhere in these bottom regions are really good top-up zones. And then we're going to be keeping eye for the breakout of trend for the dog move. But Fantom's looking really good. Now let's talk about the juicy one. Luna.
Sure. December's Luna month. December's Lunar month. There's no doubt about it in my mind. You can see that even in all this mess yesterday, Luna just didn't give a shit. It just didn't give a shit.
It's literally recovered. It's literally recovered, and we got the small trend here. There's the test. There's the break. So we're sitting in such a crucial area right now for Luna. So Luna's looking good. So what I'm doing with Luna is we have had a breaker trend. I'm stocking up a bit more Luna here. And I always have for any other bigger bargain specials, this box that will sit around here between 42 and 44. If it's ever there, I'm definitely adding more. But for now, we're breaking and it's looking really strong to the upward side. So with dominance dropping, Luna's looking like one of the favorites to be running, as well as Fantom and obviously the game tokens itself. I know you're speaking about Aioz. I think for very long term, it's great.
I keep telling you, keep telling me not to buy it. You keep telling me not to buy it. But you keep telling me not to buy it. It keeps just going up and up and up and up and up. Anyway, I didn't listen to you. I bought it. I didn't listen to you.
It's tough for me to structure it. Like, what do I do if it doesn't go right? Or what do I do if
I didn't listen to you anyway. I just bought it anyway. They're launching their mainnet. They're an important part of the Web3 narrative. I bought it. I didn't listen to you. I couldn't.
Long-term holds. So what would you say? To top up 6 months with 1 year holds, it's worth it. For me, for short term, I'm saying.
Okay, well, I bought it. I didn't listen to you. No, I mean,
what did the community do now, though?
Yeah, I think you've been spending too much time in the nursing home with the old people. And bro, it's like you want to buy Ethereum. I've been telling you, Aioz. It was 30 cents when I told you, and then you said no, it's just random. It was 40 cents. I said, Sheldon, let's buy Aioz. You said no.
This is why I said, look, I remember this discussion we had here. That is similar to where that coin is.
No.
That's where you buy it, brother. Look where you bought it. Now you bought
Switch off this token because I'm very upset about this because I was ready to make the trade. I pressed enter twice. My order didn't go through. I shouldn't have done it live because now here I am sitting. It went from 650 to 695. Now I'm not on principle. I'm not buying it at 695, even though I still think it's cheap. On principle, I'm not buying it.
But look, bigger picture, you're still on support. So you know what I mean.
No, but you see, now it's a principle thing. I can't buy it when I wanted to buy it. I actually wanted to buy it last night at $5.80, and I said, you know what? I haven't bought anything for my Kucoin portfolio live on the show. I'll just wait. I waited. I woke up this morning. It was 640. I said, okay, 640. I can still buy it. Then I pressed buy, and these fuckers front ran me. And now it's 7. Now it's 7. I'm not buying it.
Salty. Okay, great. Solana, any pullbacks, talk up. All the major alts, any pullbacks, just top up. The major alt season will come. I think the thing we do want to see before we do check out any other ones is the total dominance beautiful test. Like it literally hit support beautiful. So that's also confirming that I think that's the bottom for now. And I think now it's the bull's time to start reclaiming and start making its way up. So that's looking good. Is there any other major ones that you're looking that's jumping at you?
Coti and Superfarm.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's check the Coti chart. Coti and Superfarm.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look. So my things are different. Yeah, great. Coti. Where we at? Yeah, Coti is good. And what I like about it, I'm sure there's going to be massive bullish divergence. That is something I actually want to show on Bitcoin. Yeah, look at that. So there's the previous low there. There's the RSI. Look how low the RSI to that. So that's big bullish divergence. And what I like about this too is we have a very steep, strong trend here, and we have the verge of breaking it. So, we're catching a nice downwards trend. It's very similar to a downwards trend like this. See what happens when you catch one that really starts. That's a beautiful, strong trend, and a breakout of that gives you, the bulls reclaim it very quickly. So Coti is looking great. Super is the other one. Super's been hovering quite well, and I like this flag at
It held beautifully.
And it's bouncing back great. So this is good. Super's good. I think we've got 2 indications here. Any test on support is great, and any break of trend over here is great too. And I think $3 to $4 is the next target for Super. So that's looking good.
Okay, I'm not going to show the guys what I bought because I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to buy something. I am going to buy it, and then I'm going to post it on Twitter, and you guys can go and see it on the Twitter. Maximilian says, let's look at the scallop chart. I think he's right. Let's look at the scallop chart.
Okay, let me get that loaded up quickly. Have you got the KUJI chart? Have you got the KUJI chart? That's also done. Flipping Kujira has done fantastic.
You see, because you know what? We told people it wasn't available on CoinGecko. It wasn't available on CoinMarketCap. Nobody knew about it. We were screaming from the top of my lungs. I screamed, buy this thing at $1, at $2. Now at $4.70, everyone's becoming a genius. I said, Kujira, look, you were there. You heard it. I said Kujira, and even now, I think Kujira is still a good buy. I think it's lunar month. December is lunar month. Mark my words. And then January is Cardano month. December's lunar, January's Cardano. In between, Fantom has a little bit of a tickle. What else? What else happens?
Wow, Scallop looks great.
Let's look at Scallop.
Yeah, Scallop looks great. So if we show here, let me add my screen. There, cool. So that's great. Look at that. That's a beautiful breakout. So yeah. So Scallop's good, and look at it now. Bigger view.
Cup and handle.
Cup and handle. Why is it doing that? There we go. Cup and handle. So beautiful cup handle. We always want to track this down as a wedge break.
It's the new studio. You must burn it, bro. It's the new studio. Burn it.
So Scallop's another big one, definitely. Amazing. Kujira, you said? So it's topping up on Kujira, long-term hold.
Look, Kujira's had a run. It needs to find a price, and it hasn't found its price yet. Like it's still on $4.70. Look, I wouldn't rush to buy it now. At $2, I told you guys to ape in. Even though it was a down market, I said to you guys, ape in. I think Kujira is amazing. It was undervalued. $4.70, I mean, it's still long-term undervalued, but short-term, I don't know if I'd be aping into it. I don't know if I'd be aping into it.
Ran, what's this Meta Hero?
Meta Hero. Let's see. Where is Meta Hero? I know we're invested in
pumping. Apparently it's been...
Okay, so let's look at Meta Hero. 40% up today. I have no idea why it's 40% up today. Maybe their website will give us a clue. Crypto meets 3D scanning technology.
Oh, they're going to start making our avatars, bro. So we're not even going to be going to malls anymore. We're going to use our avatar, go to the mall. It's going to track the size of your whatever size you are. Put on some clothes. 2 days later, it delivers at your doorstep. Like, we're starting to get into this digital. It's crazy what they're actually creating now.
He has an amazing theory. With these imminent lockdowns, and a lot of countries have gone into lockdown. So you got Austria back in lockdown. You've got Holland. I think there's a curfew there, or they've implemented a curfew. They're talking about lockdowns again. It pushes people to go and socialize on the metaverse. So when you hear of countries doing a lockdown, you kind of think to yourself, hold on a second. If they're locking down the country, then it's actually a good thing for metaverse tokens because we're all just going to jump into the metaverse and go and do birthday parties in the metaverse. And I don't know, I still haven't got drunk in the metaverse yet. I had to call an Uber in the metaverse. I've never called an Uber in the metaverse. Please come fetch me.
That's crazy. So everything's just going to turn to you. You're going to meet up with the boys. You're going to be in your virtual avatar chilling in the pub.
I think we should start an Uber for the metaverse. Like where people can call us and come fetch me for the metaverse.
Yeah. Everything. And I think even a shop. We need to have a merchandise shop.
Hold on. Luke says not going to make it. Luke, why isn't he going to make it?
You need a use case for it. Ordering an Uber in the metaverse when you're at home, not going to make it.
Dude, think of GTA. Like GTA, you don't want to run halfway to the other side of the map.
Wait, when you drink in the metaverse?
Lamborghini,
I do drink in the metaverse. I've actually gone to concerts in the metaverse.
Did you drink at the concert?
I drank at home.
How did you drive home? After the
I didn't need an Uber. I walked to my bed and fell over.
Okay, so we don't need Uber for the metaverse isn't going to work, Sheldon. We're going to think of another idea.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah. Freddie's back later today, or maybe tomorrow. He had a good weekend, Freddie. I'd love to talk to him about his amazing weekend.
He was in the metaverse, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the metaverse.
Yeah, so I think that's it for now. So I think we're stocking up, we're waiting major alt. For now, we're moving to the money. We're moving gaming, we're moving that side. I think gaming was a big, we need to take our hats off to gaming and NFT space. I think they held a good percentage of retail in the market through this last time. I think the other guys got shaken out completely.
James?
Yes.
How many likes do we have?
Check.
While you're checking, can you do like an eyebrow dancing routine?
I don't do that anymore. I'm retired. 3.8K.
No giveaways of Monkey Ball on this show. No giveaways of Monkey Ball.
That's like a all-time low.
It's an all-time low. It's on the resistance line. It's on the resistance. It's literally touching resistance.
How, Bert?
Touching resistance. All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you guys later. Later on, I'm going to show you, I've got a chartist, a surprise chartist coming in to chart with me. Also, I'm going to show you why I think that Luna is going to have a big month in December. And then I'm going to show you some amazing hot Luna projects. And then what else do we say we're going to do? Oh, Luke found. Luke knows who the market manipulators are, and he's going to expose them. He's going to expose the market manipulators. Wasn't fair. Wasn't fair. Okay. We'll talk about that later. All right, guys, love you. We'll see you guys again at 9 a.m. EST. Until then, if you're trading, trade well, my friends. And if you're investing, then invest well, my friends.
We care about being authentic with the channel. We may make mistakes. We do things, but we do things together. How to get ready for the show?
Random man, won't you hurry? Cause I'm tired of back for an old coin. Won't you bring back all the profits to back? Silver magic, you carry Solana's Random man, you're the answer that makes my profit appear. Random man, cause I'm happy to be a DJ. I'm here. Random man, random man, random man, oh random man, random man, random man, random man. Oh.
What do you think?
I love it. I just wish Sniper was mentioned once.
Alrighty, see you guys later.
Much love.
This is the part where you usually put up a slide. Yeah, it's much better like that.